chose. Maybe it's the times I had no one to hold. Maybe just one time I can do a show and fly away. Just for a day, paper planes will be that new days. I sold my season, treetops be the new hang. No butane, sipping liquid cocaine. Visions of my own game, left behind my own name. Every track to find sane. Now I'm going insane, but walk with me. Skyfall like Lockerbie. Now did it happen? Possibly. Definition of addiction, look at what it's costing me. A heart so rich I keep under lock and key. Damn, another casualty. It's another casualty. Dead inside. Maybe if we talk some healing, it would lead to clearer skies. Maybe when it rains, erase the pain that we drew inside. Maybe when I sing, Lord, I pray the bells ring inside. If I die, you can tell Gavin how I live my life. Tell him life's a bitch, but she was my wife. Married to the game, love the way she lied.
Thank everyone for checking out this podcast. It's actually something new I'm doing, trying a different format and everything, because just there's different things happen in life, different things occur. You want to go ahead and try to roll with the punches. Don't want to be down too long. Find a way to bounce back up and keep on moving and keep making things going. So that's what I'm doing right here with the podcast at this time. As far as just, trying to still get the word out, do a little something, because the post-production time between videos is really eating up a lot of time, especially with the other video projects that I have going on. So it's really starting to pile up a lot, and then the lack of resources to really be able to do all these things to keep it moving at high momentum on all fronts. So have to scale back on some things, do some other things, but it's just rolling with the punches and trying to stay motivated, still keep moving and everything like that. But anyway, what I really wanted to talk about as far as today's topic, as you could read, is it's about faith. And it's actually a thing that's been on my mind for quite several days now. I was speaking with this Uber driver a couple of days ago. He is actually from Nigeria. He moved here to the United States back in 2007. He was actually living in Kendall before he moved down here to Homestead, Florida, and he actually loves Homestead. But we ended up having a conversation while he was giving me a ride, and we were talking about faith. We're having this conversation in regards to faith, and it actually boiled down to, okay, you can have faith all you want, but without any action, without any work behind it, your faith isn't going anywhere. And it really led me to a point where I just started, it's something I've always thought, that's something I've been harping on and trying to get at this point across and let people know. Look, you can pray all you want, pray and fast till your face turn blue, black, and green. But if you don't do anything beyond that, you can't really expect for a real change. You have to get out there and actually go do something. You can pray and fast all day, and you go up to God, and God has got to be like, okay, well, I appreciate your tenacity as far as your stick-to-itiveness and praying and fasting and supplication and seeking my face. But guess what? I did give you 2 hands. I did give you 2 feet. I gave you a brain. I'm here. You just have to act. I will be behind you. I have your back, but you have to act. And that is the problem with a lot of, that's what I feel is a problem with religion, Christianity in the utmost, because of course that's what I grew up in. So that's the one I have firsthand knowledge I can speak about as far as nitpicking on different things within the concept of Christianity that is very contradictory, and of course the history of Christianity itself. Now let's just rewind for a second and just I want to say this because it's a growing movement as far as with the Christianity and the plight of black people, that Christianity is there to keep black folks enslaved, so on and so forth. What I want to say is Christianity is being used as a tool for such thing. But Christianity in itself did not come about that way. Christianity did not come about as like, okay, how are we going to control slaves? Hey, let's come up with a religion called Christianity. No, Christianity was there way before slavery and everything like that. It was just a tool that is being used to manipulate the minds of black folks, keep them impassive and everything like that. But the Christianity goes way back. You even could take it back to when Martin Luther put up the doctrines nailed the doctrines to the door I mean, think about Catholicism. Where do you think those religions came from? Okay, so you can't say that Christianity was specifically, intently made to keep black people slaves. End of story. Now, at the same time, they came up with Christianity for themselves. Now, they did pass on that same Christianity to black folks, telling them to be passive and so on and so forth, while worshiping the white Christian God, even though the Christianity across the seas worships a black deity. But once again, we're getting off topic. It's all off topic. Our only thing I wanted to really go into today is faith. Faith. And what's funny is it's actually not that funny, but I find it kind of ironic, because as far as I'm talking about faith, is that, you know, as I said, it takes more than just faith. It takes work. It takes action. I can show you my faith by my work. So you can have faith all day, but if you have no work to back up that faith, your faith is dead. And if in fact you really did have faith, you had real belief in such a thing, then you would let your actions show. Your actions would be that work of said faith. But without enough faith, you have a lack of action. So therefore you have a deficiency. And so you keep in that same position, praying, fasting, but not doing anything. Although you've been given the strength, you've been given the legs, the arms, the mindset to be able to overcome these things with the help of the higher being that is behind you, as long as you move forward and you work, you act. Here's the thing. So this past Sunday, like I said before, with the whole faith thing, it is what it is. Me, I'm not a religious person. I'm more of a spiritual person in the common sense and think, and I stand on my own too and think for myself. But anyway, I was at my dad's church, my father's church this past Sunday for a youth Sunday. And I actually, since I've been going there more and more often lately, I actually wanted to stand up and say something, being that it's the last Sunday of the 2015 year. In the end, I didn't get a chance to say anything, which really burned me. It really egged me out. But what's funny that I noted is that several people got up that night and spoke towards faith and prayer. And how prayer will take care of everything. Prayer can do everything. You don't have to do anything. You just pray and call to God and you'll be good. Totally contradictory to what I wanted to say. Now, of course, all those people saying that, and then for me to wrap up the night and get up and say, look, yes, they said prayer, this, prayer, that, but that is not enough. It takes work, it takes action, and now moving into 2016, we're going to be a church that moves past just praying, and church that moves past just coming together and isolating ourselves from the rest of the community and saying we're a family of a different kind. To move past all that and actually work towards being a church of the community, to work towards serving the community, and action shows faith. I wanted to get up and say that. However, with the basis of whatever theme they went for this past Sunday night, they started talking about prayer and how prayer is this, prayer is that, and prayer is so great, and prayer can do everything. And I do not discount prayer. However, as I mentioned before, prayer by itself, faith by itself is not enough. That is just a tool for you to get your mental self focused and in position and in alignment with the universe, so that you can go out and you can move forward and you can act on that prayer. You can act on that faith. You can act with the belief. Because of that belief, you have the confidence, the reassurance, the mental appeasement to be able to overcome that hurdle. It's psychological. At the end of the day, because you have enough confidence and reassurance put in you, instilled in you. You know you can tackle anything that comes along. That's like the same as when a parent raises a child, and the child You want to build up that child. You don't break down the child. You don't tear down the child. Say you can't do this. 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 Even though, mind you, I grew up in a house where, of course, all they did was you can't do this. 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 So it was a major hurdle to overcome, but that is not something you want to do. Like when I used to go to Life Point Church, I had a pastor there, Travis Johnson. The thing that he would say is he grew up in a house where his dad said, Johnson's, there's no can't in the Johnson vocabulary. It's not you can't, you can't, you can't. It's you can, you can, you can. Now, as I was coming back from my morning workout, I was thinking about this over. It's mulling over in my head, and I'm saying, okay, yeah, when I raise my child, when I raise up little Malachi, and little Malachi is going through the process of childhood and trying to do things and experimenting and figuring himself out, I'm not going to say you can't, you can't, you can't, you can't, you can't. I'm going to let him know that, hey, you can, you can, you can. However, there are some things you may not want to do because they have negative consequences. But it's not that you can't do it. You can. However, you may not like the outcome. I mean, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. So, as I'm saying, faith requires work. You can't have faith by itself. It's James 2:14 through 18, where it says that faith without works is dead. And I'm paraphrasing, but at the end of verse 18, where it says, I can show you my faith by my work. My works will show you my faith. Plain and simple. But for some reason, we like to neglect that part of the conversation. We like to neglect that part of the picture. We dismiss it. Even in these churches, I mean, I'm not even just talking about the church that I go to, but I see it on television. I see it. I hear it on the radio. I see the different memes and everything. These televangelists, Joel Osteen, Snatch Your Dollar, Crooked Dollar, whatever his name is, and all these other guys. And this is okay. Faith, prayer, you don't have to do anything. Faith, prayer, you don't have to do anything. Faith, prayer, you don't have to do anything. Prayer, faith, prayer, faith, prayer, faith, prayer, faith. Faith and prayer, faith. That's all you have to do. And if you do it diligently, and you do it enough, and you sow enough seed money into these different churches, your faith will be realized. Your prayer will be realized and answered. Or you can cut half the time by getting off your feet, getting off your butt, and go actually doing the work. One thing I like is Frederick Douglass, when he said he used to pray. He prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed to God, but God didn't help until he got up on his feet and started working. That's when God answered him. I mean, I paraphrase it a lot. I paraphrase. I probably butchered it, but you know what I'm talking about. You can look it up. I mean, with the information age of the internet, you just Google anything, and there you have it. I mean, there's no reason for anybody not to know anything at this point, except for the stuff that they keep censored because they just don't want to let us know that information. But that, of course, that is just another story for another time. But I really wanted to say that as far as like with the faith, I believe in a God. I believe in a higher being. I believe in a creator of said universe and said planets and us and everything. I believe in all that. I believe everything that we read is allegory. I believe that the Bible, even though they say it's the greatest story ever told, I heard some other nice stories. But the Bible has a lot of good teaching tools in it. It has a lot of good basic principles of basic humanity, basic human kindness. And what a lot of people look over again is that many of the world's greatest religions are remarkably similar and follow the same path and follow the same format and have an immaculate conception. They have a Holy Trinity type of being. They have someone who was sent down. They have a creator. They have the same formats. They believe in the sun and the moon. They have evil. They have good and evil, heaven and hell. They have these things. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I just wanted to go ahead and touch on that. But hey, those that are listening, feel free to go ahead and just comment if you had something you want to add. I mean, I appreciate the constructive criticism. This is the first one, and we're just gonna keep doing it how we do it. So Once again, this is NH Stop Doing, and I'm signing off. Thanks for tuning in. What? And I really don't know what's going on here, but we're gonna have to check this system because this thing's going crazy.